Welcome to Rare Breed Brotherhood. The things that make you different are often the things that make you unforgettable. Sigma males are different, and that's exactly what makes them so magnetic. They don't play by the usual rules, and that leaves people intrigued. Especially women. There's something undeniably captivating about their presence, even when they're silent. They break expectations, push boundaries, and carry themselves with a quiet confidence that commands attention. It's that combination of mystery and strength that draws people in, especially women, who can't help but wonder what's really going on beneath the surface. What sets Sigma males apart isn't just their ability to go unnoticed, but their fearlessness in embracing who they are, unapologetically. They don't need validation from anyone, and that independence alone is more attractive than any outward display of power or status. Women can sense this energy, a calm strength that is both unsettling and irresistible. If you're a Sigma male, it's time to embrace that uniqueness. Don't apologize for your quiet nature or your unwillingness to conform. You're not like the rest, and that's your power. Your ability to stay grounded, to think for yourself, and to remain emotionally unattached to external forces is exactly what makes you stand out. Own it. The things that people may find creepy about you are the very traits that make you unforgettable. Keep being true to yourself, because that authenticity is what will always set you apart in the eyes of others. Number 1. They watch everything, but say nothing. There's something about a man who doesn't need to be the loudest in the room. While everyone else is trying to be seen or heard, the Sigma male just sits back, watching, listening, taking mental notes. He's not trying to be mysterious, he just is. And that silence? It speaks volumes. Women notice him even when he's not trying to be noticed. It's the way his eyes scan the room, not frantically, but with quiet intention, like he's reading a language no one else understands. He's not judging. He's not sizing people up for sport. He's absorbing, studying, connecting the dots. And that kind of quiet focus feels intense, almost too intense. There's a kind of tension that builds around a Sigma. He doesn't interrupt, he doesn't overshare, he just sits there, calmly, while others try to figure out what he's thinking. That kind of presence makes people uncomfortable, but also curious. And for women, that curiosity can quickly turn into fascination. It's not about intimidation, it's about depth. Sigma males aren't shallow thinkers. They don't waste time on gossip, small talk, or fake laughs. When they watch, they're peeling back the layers of a moment, seeing what's real and what's not. And when a woman feels that kind of attention, real attention, it sticks with her. It gets under her skin in a way she can't explain. Because in a world full of distractions, most people are dying to be truly seen. And the Sigma male doesn't just look, he sees. Without saying a word, he sends a message. I understand more than you think. And that level of presence? It's rare. It's powerful. And yes, it's a little creepy. But sometimes creepy isn't a bad thing. Sometimes it's just a deeper kind of awareness the rest of the world hasn't caught up to yet. Number 2, their calm is unnatural, almost eerie. In a world that thrives on noise, reaction, and instant responses, the Sigma male stands out by doing the opposite. He stays calm, but not the kind of calm that feels relaxed or easygoing. No, this calm is different. It's the kind that feels almost unnatural, almost like he's tapped into something other people can't reach. Picture a room full of chaos, people arguing, panicking, spiraling, and there he is, silent, unbothered, watching. While everyone else is drowning in emotion or trying to prove a point, he's just sitting there like none of it touches him. And that quiet stillness, it doesn't go unnoticed. It actually creeps people out a little, especially women. Because calm like that, it's not normal, it's not safe. There's this sense that he knows something others don't, like he's already played the entire situation out in his mind and doesn't need to panic because he's 10 steps ahead. That kind of control, that emotional discipline, can feel both attractive and unsettling. You can't read him, you can't shake him. And you start to wonder what's really going on behind those steady eyes. For some women, that's exactly what pulls them in, the mystery, the depth, the man who doesn't flinch when others break down. There's power in that stillness, and people feel it, even if they can't explain it. It's like he's not fighting for control because he already has it. And here's the truth. That eerie calm, it's not an act. It's the result of someone who's spent a lot of time alone, learning how to sit with his thoughts, sharpen his mind, and master his emotions. It comes from surviving storms, alone, and realizing he doesn't need to react to everything. So yes, it might feel unsettling. But to some, it's also the most magnetic thing in the room. Not because he's trying to impress, but because somehow his silence says more than most people's words ever could. Number 3. They don't need approval, even yours. Most people, whether they admit it or not, are constantly looking for some kind of approval. A nod, a like, a compliment, something to let them know they're enough. But Sigma males, they don't play that game. They move through the world like they have nothing to prove to anyone, including you. While other guys might try to impress a woman by changing how they talk, dressing a certain way, or mirroring her opinions, the Sigma does none of that. He's not rude. He's just unbothered. He knows who he is, what he believes, and what he's about. If you like it, cool. If you don't, that's fine too. He's still going to wake up tomorrow and be exactly the same man. And that quiet self-certainty, it messes with people, especially women. Because it's rare. Most are used to guys who try too hard or chase too fast. But the Sigma doesn't chase. He observes. He chooses. He's selective with his energy, and that makes his attention feel like a reward instead of something handed out freely. This kind of emotional detachment, where he's fully present but not emotionally dependent, is deeply unsettling at first. It creates a kind of challenge, because when someone doesn't need you to like them, it makes you wonder why not. And that curiosity turns into interest. Then attraction. And here's the twist. It's not a strategy. Sigmas aren't playing hard to get. They are hard to get because they're genuinely fine on their own. They're not looking for approval, they're looking for truth. So when a Sigma male pays attention to a woman, it hits differently, because she knows he didn't do it to win points or earn validation. He did it because he meant it. And in a world full of people desperate to be liked, the one man who doesn't care if you approve is the one you can't stop thinking about. Number 4. They flirt by accident, or so it seems. Sigmas don't walk around tossing pickup lines or turning on some fake charm. That's not their style. In fact, most of the time, they're not even trying to flirt. They're just being themselves, quiet, observant, unbothered. But that's exactly what makes it so irresistible. A glance that lasts a little too long, a pause before they speak, a half-smile that disappears before you can fully read it. It's subtle, almost nothing really, but it sticks. You keep replaying it in your head, wondering, was that intentional, or just me overthinking it? That's the Sigma effect. They don't flirt the way most guys do. There's no show, no push, no try-hard energy. It's more like a quiet pull. You feel drawn in by their presence, their stillness, the way they seem completely unfazed by attention. They'll make eye contact that feels like they're looking straight through you, then look away like it didn't even happen. It's maddening, and that's what makes it creepy, in the best way. It's like they're flirting without meaning to, or maybe they do mean to, but they'll never let you catch them admitting it. It's all so subtle, so understated that you question your own instincts, and once you start doing that, you're already in too deep. Women aren't used to this kind of low-key seduction. Most guys are obvious, but with Sigmas, there's mystery in every move. You never know where you stand, and that's what keeps your mind spinning. It's not about saying the right thing, it's about presence, energy. And Sigmas have a way of making you feel like the only person in the room without ever actually saying so. That mix of aloofness and unexpected warmth, it's addictive. And the creepiest part, they don't even realize they're doing it. Or maybe they do. They just enjoy letting you figure it out. Number 5, they don't react the way they're supposed to. Try to push their buttons and nothing happens. Start a fight, stir up drama, throw shade, or go cold on them, and they'll just look at you. Not with anger, not with fear, just that calm, unreadable face. And that's when it hits you. This guy doesn't react the way he's supposed to. Most people expect some kind of response, especially in emotional situations. Raise your voice, and they raise theirs. Pull back, and they chase. But not the Sigma male. His emotional detachment is next level. It's not coldness, it's not ignorance, it's control. You can accuse him, ignore him, try to guilt trip him. He'll just stay centered, almost like none of it matters. And that kind of stillness, it drives people crazy, especially women, because it forces them to question everything. Is he emotionally mature or just emotionally unavailable? Is he calm or calculating? That kind of ambiguity is magnetic, because he doesn't give you the usual clues. He doesn't react just to make you feel better. He doesn't fake feelings to smooth things over. He responds only when it actually matters to him. And when someone doesn't play by emotional rules, it makes you curious. Then it makes you obsessed. It's not about playing games. Sigmas just don't see the point in being pulled into chaos. They've spent so much time alone, sorting themselves out, that external drama feels like background noise. You either come with peace or stay outside their world. And here's the twist. His silence isn't always forgiveness. Sometimes it's detachment. Sometimes it's him mentally checking out, realizing this situation isn't worth his energy. So when you try to spark a fire and all you get is calm, it's unsettling. Not because he's cold, but because he's mastered the one thing most people haven't: emotional independence. And that kind of quiet control is both eerie and insanely attractive. Number 6. They reveal nothing, and it drives women mad. You can spend hours talking to a Sigma male, laughing, sharing stories, even feeling like you've connected. But then you walk away and realize you still don't actually know him. Not really. He told you things, but never everything. And what he didn't say? That's what haunts you. Sigma males have this strange way of being fully present without giving away their inner world. They're good listeners, they ask deep questions, and they'll even let you into certain corners of their mind, but never the whole room. You can feel them watching, analyzing, reading you like a book, while keeping their own pages tightly closed. It's not a game, it's just how they're built. Sigmas are incredibly private, not because they're hiding something sinister, but because they don't owe anyone their soul. They reveal what they choose to, when they want to, and only to those who have truly earned it. But here's where it gets creepy in the best way. Women can feel that emotional wall. They know it's there, and it makes them want to break through it. That mysterious silence. It becomes a challenge, a puzzle, something their minds can't let go of. It's not about being cold. Sigmas can be warm, charming, and even affectionate, but always on their terms. They don't bleed emotions for attention. They don't hand out sob stories to build sympathy. That kind of emotional discipline is rare and incredibly magnetic. Because let's be honest, most people overshare to feel connected. Sigmas do the opposite. They keep their truth locked away, and that subtle withholding, it pulls people in deeper. Women don't chase what's easy, they chase what's uncertain. And when a man can sit across from you, hold your gaze, make you feel seen, and still remain a mystery, that's not just attractive, it's almost maddening. And that's exactly how Sigmas like it. Number 7. They can be present, but feel unreachable. You could be sitting next to a Sigma male, shoulder to shoulder, sharing a drink, deep in conversation, and still feel like you're not really with him. He listens, he nods, he might even smile. But there's this invisible wall around him, like a part of him is always somewhere else. It's strange, almost haunting, because he's there, but he's not fully here. His body is present, his eyes are on you, but his soul, it's like it's off in a place you can't reach. And that contrast between physical closeness and emotional distance, it's confusing and addictive. Most people are easy to read. You can tell when they're into you, when they're distracted, when they're being fake. But with a Sigma, you get this steady presence that never fully opens up. He gives you just enough to keep you engaged, but not enough to feel secure. And that creates tension, the kind that lingers long after he's gone. You'll find yourself wondering, is he emotionally unavailable, or just incredibly private? Is he guarded, or does he just live in his own world? That uncertainty messes with your head and your heart. But here's the twist. Sigmas aren't playing games. They're not withholding affection to manipulate. They're just built differently. They're thinkers, wanderers, constantly living in the space between observation and action. Even when they care, they don't throw it around casually. Their love is real, but rarely loud. And that makes it even more intense, Because when someone is right there with you and still feels emotionally distant, it creates a pull. You want to reach him, understand him, unlock him. But the Sigma male doesn't give himself away easily. And it's in that push and pull, the closeness paired with distance, that the obsession begins. He's the kind of man who stays on your mind long after he's walked away. Not because of what he said, but because of what he didn't. Number 8. They make eye contact like they're dissecting you. When a Sigma male looks at you, it's not just a quick glance or a casual gaze. It's something else entirely. Something deeper, slower, almost unsettling. His eyes don't just see you, they study you. It's like he's peeling back layers, silently asking questions you didn't even know were written on your face. You're talking, laughing, maybe even flirting, and then it hits you. He's not smiling just to be polite. He's scanning, reading between your words, watching every micro-expression, and that kind of attention, it's intense. It feels like he already knows the version of you that you try to hide from the world. That level of focus is rare. Most guys break eye contact. They get distracted, they fidget. But a Sigma holds your gaze like he's looking through you, not at you. And in that moment, you feel exposed, but in a way that's strangely exciting. Because let's be honest, most people go their whole lives without really being seen, not just noticed, but seen for who they actually are underneath the surface. And when someone looks at you like they're reading your soul, it does something to you. It creates a tension, a curiosity, a sense of emotional danger. It's not flirtation, it's penetration. A quiet but piercing kind, and women feel it. That eerie calm in his stare that says, I don't need to ask questions, I already see your truth. It's part of what makes Sigmas so unnerving and so addictive. Their silence paired with that sharp cutting eye contact creates a power dynamic that's hard to explain. You're not sure if you should lean in or walk away. But most don't walk away, because that kind of intensity isn't something you forget. It stays with you, like a fingerprint on your thoughts, like a gaze you can still feel, even after he's gone. Number 9. They don't fear rejection, they expect it. For most people, rejection stings. It's a blow to the ego, a reminder that not everyone will choose you, or want you, or accept you. But for a Sigma male, rejection isn't something he fears, it's something he expects. He's never looking for validation from the outside world, and that attitude makes him completely indifferent to whether someone accepts or rejects him. This indifference, it's unsettling, because when you're used to chasing approval or adjusting yourself to fit in, it's hard to understand why someone could be so unaffected by it all. It's like trying to figure out why a rock doesn't care if it's thrown into the water. It simply doesn't matter. When a Sigma enters a room, he's not trying to impress anyone. He doesn't need to be liked, admired, or accepted. His confidence doesn't come from what others think of him. It comes from his own understanding of himself. And this creates a kind of quiet power that's hard to ignore. Women can't help but wonder, why doesn't he care? They're used to men seeking validation, seeking to fit in, seeking to be wanted. But the Sigma male doesn't need any of that. He's okay standing on his own, and that self-sufficiency is magnetic. It makes women question their own desires. Why do they want him? Why do they care so much? He doesn't seem to need anyone, but somehow he's still desirable. And that paradox? It's like a puzzle that just won't quit. In a world where most people's worth is tied to their ability to be accepted, a Sigma stands out because he defines his value from within. Rejection is just part of the game, but it doesn't touch his core. And that makes him not just elusive, but profoundly intriguing. Because when you don't need someone else's approval to feel whole, you become the one everyone wants to figure out. Number 10. They remember everything you say. It starts off as a casual conversation, nothing special. You mention something offhand, something you think is trivial, maybe your favorite color, an inside joke from years ago, or a passing thought about your childhood. It's no big deal to you, but to a Sigma male, it's stored away, catalogued, ready to be recalled at just the right moment. Weeks later, maybe months, he'll bring it up out of nowhere. Remember that time you told me about your favorite book when we were talking at that cafe? He says it like it's the most natural thing in the world. And you, well, you freeze for a second because you completely forgot you even mentioned it. That's the thing about Sigmas. They remember everything. And it's not just because they have an exceptional memory. It's because when they're with you, they're fully there. Every word you say, every gesture, every feeling you express, it all gets logged in their mind like a mental archive. At first it might seem like a cool, even flattering quality, but then it gets under your skin. How can someone pay that much attention to every word you say? It starts to feel a little too much. The casual recall of your deepest thoughts feels almost obsessive. Yet at the same time, it's incredibly intimate. It's a rare thing to be truly listened to, especially in a world where so many people are distracted or just waiting for their turn to speak. But a Sigma doesn't just listen. He hears you. And when you realize that he remembers the little things, things you've long forgotten, it creates a connection that's both deeply personal and slightly unsettling. Because when someone remembers everything about you, it doesn't feel like they're just paying attention. It feels like they're studying you. And that kind of mental investment is hard to ignore. It's a quiet power, subtle yet intense, and it lingers long after the conversation is over. Number 11. They have secrets, and women know it. There's something about a Sigma male that makes you wonder what he's really hiding. He's not the type to spill his guts, share every detail of his life, or vent about his struggles. He's quiet, mysterious even. But it's not just the silence that draws you in. It's the feeling that no matter how much he lets you in, there's always something just beneath the surface he's not revealing. Women can sense this. It's an unspoken energy, a kind of pull that's almost magnetic. He doesn't walk around bragging about his past or trying to be the center of attention. Instead, he lets his silence speak volumes. And that silence, that hidden part of him, becomes something you can't stop thinking about. It's not that you want to pry into his life, but there's something about the way he keeps things to himself that makes you curious. You can feel that he's been through things that shaped him, things that changed him. And yet he doesn't wear his past like a badge. He doesn't need to. And that's what makes him different. Most people wear their stories like armor, but a Sigma male, he wears his mystery like a cloak. And here's the thing, it's not just that he's secretive, it's that you're drawn to it. Even when you know you shouldn't be, there's something undeniably alluring about the idea of uncovering the parts of him that he keeps locked away. It's like a puzzle, a challenge. You can't help but want to figure him out. It's the unknown that lingers in the back of your mind. The little pieces he's left unsaid that you can't stop trying to piece together. And that desire to understand him, it's as dangerous as it is intoxicating. Because once you start peeling back those layers, you might realize you're in deeper than you ever expected to be. And no matter how much he shares, there will always be something else hidden in the shadows, keeping you hooked. Conclusion. At the end of the day, Sigma males aren't about fitting into boxes or playing by anyone else's rules. They exist in a realm of their own, one where they're free to be unapologetically themselves. And that freedom? It's magnetic. The very things that make them seem creepy, the silence, the unpredictability, the emotional distance, are the same things that make them so captivating. They're not trying to impress anyone. They're just living their truth, and there's something deeply alluring about that authenticity. If you're a Sigma male, understand this. Your worth isn't defined by anyone's approval or understanding of you. The way you move through the world, detached, independent, calm in the storm, is your superpower. It's not for everyone, and it doesn't need to be. Your value lies in your self-sufficiency, your ability to stay grounded in who you are, no matter what's happening around you. So keep doing what you do. Keep embracing your quiet strength, your sharp mind, and your ability to be at peace with yourself. You don't need to conform to anyone's expectations because you already have everything you need within you. Women might be drawn to the mystery, the independence, and the unspoken power you exude, but in the end, the one who truly understands your worth is you. Embrace that. You are a rare breed, and there's nothing wrong with that. Keep owning your Sigma nature, because the world is only beginning to understand just how powerful that really is. Thank you for watching. God bless you.